are you? Hey, I know in a wedding situation and settings, not everybody knows all the different family members, which is fine. So I thought I'd introduce myself. My name is Paul Duke, and I am first known as a trophy husband of Charity Duke. She is the smoking hot wife of mine. I am also the father of Caleb, and now the father-in-law, which is still kind of weird to say, the father-in-law of Rachel. And I've been asked to say a few words. But before I begin, I would like to thank Steve and Valerie Jones for hosting an amazing ceremony, an amazing reception, and soon to be an amazing celebration. So would you please join me in thanking them? So those that do know me probably know that I can be a bit sarcastic. Shocker, I know. I don't follow rules all that time, and I kind of like to make fun of people. So now I'm standing up here with a microphone. No, but I did think, like, for a situation like this, I should be more sincere and maybe say something from the heart. So how does a guy like me do that? I'm not gonna lie, I had to use Google, right? I found out that there are so many articles and write-ups on how to give good, heartfelt talks. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to read those articles. I did find a video on YouTube. It was titled, the greatest father of the groom speech ever. And I'll be honest, I was going to plagiarize that thing, but that video was way too long, and the groom's name was not Caleb. So it didn't happen. So I kind of gave up on the articles, I kind of gave up on the stories, I gave up on the videos. I kind of came to the conclusion that tonight is not about me giving a speech. I mean, I guess right now it kind of is, but I gotta read my notes because I'm going to start crying pretty soon if I'm not careful, right? But it is really about these two amazing people in front of us, and I'm glad that we were able to come together as friends and family and celebrate the union and marriage of Rachel and Caleb. As a dad, it's been fun watching them grow together and grow up. I speak for Charity and Steve and Valerie. It's been fun to kind of like get to know them better. They would go on their dates, obviously, and then they would come home and they would kind of hang out with the parents, which maybe was a little bit odd, but we loved it. Because of that, we got to know each other very, very well. They would go dates, and then they would also come home from like weekends at college and just kind of hang out with us for a while. So it was great to get to know them, and because of that, I have some stories that I like to tell on Caleb, maybe even a few on Rachel. I'm not going to, right? I thought it'd be fun to do that, but I'm not going to. For example, I am not going to talk about when Caleb was a little baby and he learned to run. And I don't know why, but when he ran with his arm up like a chicken wing. And as a runner, that was embarrassing. He did finally outgrow that. But again, that type of story is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm also not here to talk about the time when he was driving. It was raining. He was coming back from church with a bunch of his buddies. Yeah? And he skidded or something into a cornfield, like 10 or 15 feet into a muddy cornfield. But again, that type of story is not what I'm here for. I'm also reminded of a story that I can't tell, but it has something to do with him and his college buddies. And what they did, I'm looking at you boys right now, they decided to take a sofa that they found, light it on fire on campus property, get chased by the cops, be put on probation, right? But that story, I don't want to tell that story. What I will not say is the many times that we have reminded Rachel that Charity changed her diaper in the church nursery. Another story that I cannot tell. I cannot tell this one. It has to do when I walked into my garage and I found Caleb and Rachel making out in my garage. And then another story that I just cannot tell, right? I don't care how much you guys beg me, I will not tell the story about the time when Caleb and Rachel were early on in their dating life. And I don't know where Caleb and Charity were. They're somewhere else in the house. I left Rachel and myself in the family room. And I turned to her and I said, "So, what are your intentions with my son?" I think she got up and left. I don't think she came back for a while. But in all seriousness, Caleb, you have been and you continue to be an amazing son. I have fond memories of us roughhousing when you were little, the endless Nerf gun wars that we had, the multiple sports teams we were part of, the late night movie nights of just us in the basement. I'm still trying to catch up on sleep on that one. I love that. I'm also reminded of the many useless facts about various football players and basketball players that you just kind of spit out. I love being your dad. I love it. Know that your mom and I are your biggest fans, and I would say I'm glad we raised you right, but anybody that knows us knows it was Mama that raised you right. Rachel, I say you look beautiful. It feels like you've been part of this family for, oh my gosh, forever. I do remember when this very quiet, shy, pretty, brown-haired girl showed up at my house. And she never left, which I'm glad. I love the relationship you have with Charity. I love the relationship you have with my girls. I love the relationship you have with me, and obviously with Caleb. So welcome to the family. Fathers do love to give advice, so I thought I should do my fatherly duty and give you guys some advice. As any seasoned married couple will tell you that the beginning of marriage is the best, mainly because you're naked a lot. But it can also be rough because you're now with that special someone 24/7. And I'm going to tell you right now, you probably know this, but you're going to have some disagreements, you're going to have some fights. So I want to be here to kind of help you guys along that. So Caleb, there's a couple of guidelines that I think you need to follow to make this a little bit better. Actually, I think you should write these down. Hold on. You'll want to write these down. I want to make sure I get them right. Here we go. Sorry. These guidelines, just FYI, have been passed down to the Duke men for generations. So I've been kind of holding until this moment. So here we go. Number 1, your wife is always right. Number 2, if your wife is ever wrong, see number 1. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all that Grandpa ever told me. But very seriously, if you forget them, don't worry. Rachel, I'm sure, will remind you quite often. And I know this because your mother reminds me quite often. She actually reminded me today. But that's another story that I can't tell. In closing, I do want to leave you with something I read. I can't remember exactly where I read it. I don't know if it was from a fortune cookie or maybe I read it on a gas station bathroom wall. I can't remember. But either way, it still spoke to me. It said, when your kids find true love, parents find true joy. And I can tell you these two have found true love, and it brings the 4 parents true joy. So congratulations. Cheers to everybody. We love you, and we will continue to pray for you. Thank you.